Joy Breakfast, the nation's favourite rainbow breakfast show.
What comes next?
We are super excited to have on the line one of dance music's most prolific DJs and producers of our time. She made our hearts sing with the incredible We've Lost Dancing, Serotonin Moonbeams, and the latest offering with our very own Kylie Minogue, Edge of Saturday Night. She's hosted radio shows for BBC, won DJ of the Year for Mixmag in 2016. There is not much this incredible artist can't do. Welcome to Joy Brecky, the amazingly talented and queer Maria, the Blessed Madonna.
My goodness, I got to tell you, when I was in middle school getting my butt kicked for not being straight, never did I imagine I would gain such a beautiful introduction on the radio for it. Bless your little heart, I'm glad to be here. Thank you so much.
You are very welcome. Now, you started off as a raver selling mixtapes, then a DJ. Tell me, how does one take a leap from DJ to producer?
I got to say, I think actually the way that things unfolded is completely logical. I started off as a punter, and then I started kind of doing little jobs at raves, selling mixtapes, and then I started throwing raves, and then you go from that to one, and then I was a really serious dancer, and then you become a DJ, and it's like you learn one thing and you want the next. And for me, it has been that way, to go from DJ to producer, and then really even like writing and all of those things. Like, for me, it's a really natural progression and a very slow one, but I'm glad that I took a long time. Even though I am like a super duper workaholic, to me it seems totally exactly the right order of things.
Fantastic.
And you came onto my radar when you released the incredible song We've Lost Dancing with Fred Again. Can you tell us about the inspiration behind this track?
Oh, Frederick Again. So I asked Frederick Again. He's a lovely chap. I've known Frederick Again for long before when he could go to McDonald's without being chased around. Once upon a time when he was quite a bit younger, and I would love to say that I had any real fantastic inspiration for We've Lost Dancing, but the reality of it is that it's a part of a phone call.
Oh!
And yeah, Fred wanted to talk about my experience during lockdown while we were still in lockdown. He had been asking, Maria, darling, he's got quite a posh accent. Maria, I was thinking if you get on the phone and talk a little bit, you feel like you're talking to like the Prince of Wales or something. But and he's a super genius and the nicest person and 11 feet tall and whatever. So the whole actual recording is quite longer, and I went back and listened to it because I recorded it also on my phone. And I have to say, when you listen to the whole thing, it's slightly more depressing. You can hear me kind of trying to talk myself into it's I know I'm supposed to be the one that's always supposed to be making everybody feel better about everything. And I'm just not sure that I'm the one that's going to be capable of it this time. I don't sound very inspirational. There is a real, in general, I have a real, sense of, I don't know if this is a phrase over here, but gallows humor. I heard this amazing, wait, we're on the radio, I can't say this, but there's a phrase that roughly translates to pooping on the gallows.
I just have to say, look, congrats on the Edge of Saturday Night. Absolute banger. And I understand you were working on it for quite a while. How did it all come together? So
it was written, I think it was actually when I lied and said that I knew how to make an album and convinced the people at Warner Brothers to give me money to do it. And I was put into sessions in the studio. When I sat down to actually start writing, it was literally, I want to say maybe day one, 20 minutes in, maybe an hour, but like the first day of actual writing, I think it was written in the first 20 minutes.
Wow.
Wow. And what was it like working with our Aussie queen, Kylie?
Well, she is a peach, and she is the little teeny tiniest thing. And let me tell you, I love, well, to me, she is Kiki.
Yeah.
I love Kiki.
The video clip looked like so much fun. How was that to shoot?
It was great. I'm very sorry that they cut out the part where I put her foot in my mouth, though, in bed, because I feel like I feel like she could have gotten a long way with that, but maybe we'll just save that one for OnlyFans.
Yeah. We'd be here for it.
Love that. Now, we're here also to talk about Godspeed, which is your debut album, and it's quite the trip, crossing multiple genres, one would argue. 20-odd tracks on there. Tell us about this journey.
Well, I wanted it to be a pretty decisive thing. I set a really high standard for what I wanted to do in terms of not just execution, but what it would mean and what it would mean to set an album apart from what is normal in dance music culture at this time, and so it took me quite a lot longer than I think anyone would have liked. but I'm glad that I waited just as long as I did, and for quite a lot of it, I was in for 50 hours a week. Probably wrote 100 records for it, and only the ones that are on there are the ones that made it on. But I stand on it, and I feel like it treads exactly the line that I wanted it to tread. I always said that if I did it right, that it would satisfy anyone that wanted the thrill of a pop record, but also with no compromise in terms of where I come from, and that if we did it right, we would shoot straight down the middle.
Yeah, great.
And I think that happened.
What would you say you would have learned about yourself then during this album process creation?
Best when I'm mad.
Okay.
I shouldn't be trying to think about making a record from the protagonist's point of view. I'm better to be a little bit antagonistic and out, even if I'm inside the system, to be that little splinter that annoys you and maybe brings your attention into a specific idea or sonic.
Thanks, Maria. And where can people go to find out more information about you?
My Twitter's a pretty grim place. Get in there. Good luck.
The Blessed Madonna, thank you so much for chatting to us here on Joy Brecky.
Thank you so much. It was really a pleasure to be here.